Today we celebrate the fourth Sunday of Easter, also known as Good Shepard Sunday. We always hear one facet, one segment of chapter 10 of John's Gospel, where he talks about Jesus as the Good Shepherd. This year, we're hearing from the end of that chapter, and Jesus says, "My sheep hear my voice. I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and no one can take them from me." Comforting words, words of courage and words of strength. And this year, we also find ourselves celebrating Mother's Day. And I wonder, what does this gospel say to mothers and about Mother's Day? And I think, we're called perhaps to celebrate this day the feminine side of our God. We believe that God is Father and Mother, that God is the very breath of life. And in today's gospel, we hear from Jesus that he knows each one of us. He calls us, he leads us. We recognize his voice. Is that not what we celebrate, many of us, about our mothers? That we knew them intimately, we recognize their voice, and they lead us and they guide us, and no one can take us from them. But not just mothers. I think all feminine, all women are called as nurturers. All women are called to lead and to guide those that we encounter on life's journey. Sometimes our very own children, but oftentimes godchildren, co-workers, neighbors, so many. And we celebrate. We celebrate that we have these women in our lives, women to act as mentors and guides. And we think about those women, those strong women in our lives, and our mothers. And we think about what are the gifts that we have received from them. What are the gifts that we want to share with others? And then we think about, where did they get those gifts? And I think for often we recognize that it's because they themselves had a relationship with God, a God who loved them unconditionally, and they somehow had a sense of that. And that empowered them to share that energy, to share that trust, to share that direction with all that they come encounter with. Jesus says, "The Father and I are one." And that, we know that from watching Jesus in the Gospels, always going off by himself to be with his Father. And that's the gift, I think, that Jesus is trying to share with us today. I give you all that I have. I am one with my Father, and I share that intimacy of knowing who my Father is with you. If you hear that from me, you too can be one with my Father. You too can nurture and guide and lead others. And we celebrate that with Mother's Day and those women who have gifted us with that insight of who we could be if we have a relationship with God. Take a minute this day to be with Jesus, the Good Shepherd, and to be in memory and in union with all of those women, your mom and any woman who has touched your life. And what is the gift that you want to emulate? What is the gift that touches your heart so that you too can say, Jesus and I are one? And that is because of this beautiful gift given to me by a woman who was willing to be one with God first, so she could be one with us, and we too would come to know God. So happy Mother's Day, but also happy Good Shepherd Sunday.